Update, my entitled aunt tried to steal my inheritance. EA equals entitled aunt. GA equals great aunt. So I'm not really sure how this is actually done or if I'm doing this right. I looked everywhere and information is kind of limited, so I'll just jump to it. Quite a few things have changed. To start, GA is doing much better medically and she is looking forward to her 97th birthday. I was actually inspired to make this update because I just recently took her for our usual A&W trip which she loved. Her mind was also blown that now A&W sells frozen root beer, which had me laughing for about 15 minutes straight because she couldn't understand why someone would want a block of root beer. I had to order one and show her that it's like an icy or a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. Turns out before he passed away my great-uncle was working on restoring his 1958 Nash Metro, which I think is moderately terrifying because if you crash that, the steering column is going to go right through you, and you are going to go through whatever car you crash into since that thing is a little tank. GA really doesn't want to hear about the Fury or the Nash anymore, so she gave me the title to the Fury. My cousin really wanted the Nash, which my aunt obliged him, and I'm not even disappointed because I think that thing is ugly as sin. EA found out about it and threw a fit, was on her way to my house but without me even knowing this took place. I was surprised to find out that my mom had actually called police and police had called her, EA, to tell her that if she set foot on my property then that would violate the protection order and she would be charged, and so she had best stop the car, turn around and head home. Well, she couldn't get the Plymouth Fury, but by golly she was going to try to get that Nash Metro. My cousin had called me and told me that she actually went to his house, under the pretense of a pleasant visit, and said that the visit went nicely for maybe an hour and then suddenly the Gollum switch was flipped, and she started listing off reasons as to why he needs to give her the Nash, such as, when she was little she would ride in the Nash, she deserved it, lol, he wouldn't take care of it, also lol because he has a 66 Pontiac GTO that I have been trying to buy off of him for 7 years, it would be much safer at her place, despite the fact that he lives about 20 miles from where I live in the middle of nowhere. All of these did not faze my cousin, and instead he told her to get out of his house after citing the reason of how it was kind of his dad's car? He had to deal with her pestering him for around 7 months and then he finally just blocked any form of contact with her. She hasn't tried anything since. GA then went on to sell the farm, which upset EA even more because that's one more thing she can't have, and it is even in the will that my cousin and I retain the vehicles at all times, and now my cousin gets the house in town, which was changed from EA to my cousin, and so the dust is settled now, and things are all good. Some pretty good things have come out of this. Number one is when I found out that my mom was the one that called the police on my aunt. That led me to talk to my mom for the first time in 5 or 6 years, and now we are on speaking terms. I also have a much better relationship with my cousin since we were never really that close to each other to begin with, and he was blown away at the fact that I have a full-on machine shop on my property, so on weekends we will be in the shop talking, and he has been helping me with my project. My project is, I found a Lincoln Continental MK3, and ever since I was a kid it's been a dream to have the car from the movie. Well, the car. So, we have started chopping the crap out of it and making everything by hand to get it looking perfect. The Impala, Chevelle and Lone Star are all doing great. The Lone Star had a bit of a hiccup and the entire transmission and engine needed to be replaced, but Lone Star actually said that the engine should have been replaced long ago, so that all got done and signed off on, along with a new hitch plate being installed on it. My uncle's friend still rents the Lone Star from me for his business, and he even got a custom decal put on the trailer for it of a chicken hawk. My uncle's nickname was Chicken Hawk, and now has 42 state decals on it, up from 31, and 6 provincial decals, up from 3. Me and my cousin both got invited to a car club because we were at a recent car show. A friend of ours had recent dealings with this car club. They gave him some of the money needed to restore a 1951 Studebaker Woody, and once the car was complete, they actually had taken him to court to get the car, which now sits in their showroom. So, me and my cousin asked them when our friend is going to get his Studebaker back, and then I said that I don't associate with people that have zero moral fiber. We are now working towards getting him his car back, since legally the people in the car club can't so much as sit in the car without our friend's permission. Since nothing was in writing, he has to pay the car club back but won't get the car back until he has paid the car club because his lawyer was an idiot. Before I forget, EA has actually had to come out of retirement, and now both her and her boyfriend are forced to go back to work since they ran out of money pretty quick. As it turns out, having multiple homes and going on vacation 2 and 3 times per year drains your bank account pretty darn quick. So yeah, that's about it. 5 a.m. so it's time to get to work. Hope everyone out there has a good day/evening, and thank you for your time.